Hi, first graders. So this lesson is going to talk about splitting shapes into fourths. So we talked about earlier this week halves and how to split shapes down the middle or diagonally or across. We could do up and down and to get 2 equal parts. And so today we're talking about 4 equal parts. You can see this square was split 2 ways to have 4 equal parts, which makes fourths. Okay, fourths, and that is how you get 4 equal shares, 4 quarters, or fourths. Okay, so, and you can do it a couple different ways. So you can see down here, we have fourths here. They've done it up and down, kind of like bars, kind of like window bars. And then you can see the circle, you can do it 2 different ways. You can do it crossways like this to have little pie pieces. This looks like a railroad sign if you've seen one. Or you can go up and down like this. Same thing with the rectangle. You can go sideways and have your rectangles going this way, or you can do 4 squares like in the square, or with the square you can go diagonal. Now with the rectangle you can't go diagonal, and let me just show you. If, let's say this rectangle didn't have these lines, with the square, see how you can kind of go in a diagonal form. You could go this way, and all 4 of those are going to be equal. But in the rectangle, if I were to do that, see how different the sides look? See how this triangle is not the same as this side triangle over here. Okay, so that's one of the ones you cannot do. Okay, so this says color a fourth of the shape, fourth, and we know we write 1/4 like this, 1/4. Because when we're coloring a fourth, we're going to color in 1. That's how many pieces are colored in, which is on top. So 1 piece out of how many pieces altogether? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1/4 would be 1/4. Okay? You can also call it a quarter. Just like we know that a quarter, the money is, it takes 4 quarters to equal $1. So you could say that 1/4 is 1/4 of $1, and that's why we can also call a fourth of a shape a quarter of that shape. Okay? Go ahead and erase these marks. Okay, and we're just going to look at these shapes and decide which ones show fourths. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. That one shows fourths, right? This one, 1, 2, 3 fourths. What about this one? Does this one show fourths? Nope. See, there's only 2 spots, right? This one, nope, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all the same. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the same. Yep. Look at this one. This one's unique. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do they all look like they're the same size? Yep, that's a unique way to show that. What about this one? Well, there are 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 pieces. But are they equal? No. See, this top piece of the circle is not the same size as this piece. So they're not equal shares. So they're not fourths. So that one's not fourths. And we said this one wasn't. And that one wasn't. What about this last one down here? Has 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're right. They are not the same size. This tiny square down here is not equal to this. So that would not be fourths. Okay? I want you to think really quickly. What are a couple ways that you can draw fourths on these squares? Let's talk about it. Think about it for a second, and then I will show you. So you can do diagonal, like that. You could do it this way, or you could do it like the window bars. Now mine are not perfect, right? But these would need to be equal shares, okay? All right. Let's kind of erase and just kind of go through these questions really quickly. Okay, so the top says, right halves or fourths. So discuss really quickly. This circle, does this show halves or fourths? It shows halves, right? 1/2, 2/2. It has 2 pieces, halves, which means this one with the 4 shows fourths, right? Which one of these shapes shows quarters? Think about it. Yep, if you look at it, it's got to be this one, because see how it's got 4 equal parts, and see these triangles are not the same size. So that would not be quarters, okay? It says, Alano has a small pizza and he wants to share the pizza with his friends. So he cuts the pizza into fourths. draw lines to show how he cuts the pizza. So remember, we could do this a couple different ways. Let's go ahead and just do it like this. 4 equal shares. How many equal shares did you draw? Think about that question for a second. Yep, you could just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 equal shares. How many halves can you show in a circle? If you have a circle and you want to show halves, right, you would just cut it in half. You can show this half and this half. So 2. 2 halves make a whole. How could you solve this problem in a different way? Well, instead of drawing my circle like this, I could draw my circle diagonal like this, right? There you go. Okay. All right, right now we're going to do this at-home activity down here on the bottom. Okay, and it says, draw a circle on a piece of paper. Okay, draw lines. So right now I want you to get out a piece of paper or a whiteboard, or if you just want to do it in the air with your finger, that's fine. Draw a circle, and I want you to practice drawing the lines to show fourths. Try to do it 2 different ways. Go ahead and pause my video and practice drawing fourths on a circle 2 different ways. When you're done, you can push play. All right. Okay, we're going to go back just over this last page really quickly. Okay, we're going to talk about which one of these show fourths, so I want you to think right now. Pick out which one of these would show fourths. You're right, not this one, it's unequal. What about this one? Yep. Think about it. Yep, equal pieces, 4 of them. Yep, 4 equal pieces. Think about this one. No, those sizes aren't the same. Yep, good job. All right, Chad drew a picture to show a quarter of a circle. Which shape did Chad draw? Think about it. Yeah, it's got to be this one, right? Because this piece looks like a fourth of a circle. This piece looks like part of a rectangle or a square, right? Very good job. All right, now that paper that you added your circle to, I want you to go ahead and draw 2 squares. And on the first square, go ahead and cut it into fourths. And color 1/4 on that square. Okay, so you're going to draw a square. You're going to draw 2 squares. You're cutting both of them into fourths, but on one of them, so it should look like this. On the first one, I want you to draw 1/4, color in 1/4 of your square, and on the second one, I want you to color in a hole, the whole thing. 1/4 of the square, a hole, okay? And then go ahead and have your parents take a picture of that and send it to me just so I can check in with your learning. And then for the rest of math today, you are going to practice on happy numbers. Okay, thanks for following along.